Hi guys, welcome back. My name's Stu and this is Dragon Desert for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, Part 8 in the main SOS scenario pack. Dragon Desert. The locals here love a good thrill ride and money is not an issue. Because of the extreme heat in this desert, no water rides are researchable. Your objective to have at least 2,000 guests in your park. You must not let the park rating drop below 700 at any time. Okay. So there is a failure mode on this park then. If it drops below 700 rating, you'll get a warning. If you don't get it back over the 700 in a month, it'll close down the park. Okay, so we've got one coaster by the looks of it in the park already. A multi-dimensional coaster called Lynx. Nice stats on that. Running 2 trains. Okay, nice long station, so looks safe enough. We will have a closer look at that though whilst we're playing. So we know then if there's no money, not only will it be free entry and free rides, but that also means we can't pick what we're researching, so it'll be completely random. So we've got some transport rides, we've got a nice selection of gentle rides, good selection of coasters, good selection of thrill rides, no water rides as I mentioned, and not a great selection of shops, but there's nothing we can do about that until they come out at random. So I think since there's no time limit on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my time putting down rides, trying to make the place look nice. And one thing we can do straight away, since we haven't got to worry about money, is we can just spam a load of staff. That way then the guests might not like certain things, but they won't be complaining about litter and anything like that, because we'll have so many staff that we shouldn't have any issues. So I'm going to crack on. I'll see you soon. October year 1, just under 500 guests in the park, so a quarter of the way to the goal then. So I've added a load of shops. We've got a monorail, we've got a dodgems, the observation tower was there at the start, toilets, more shops, kiosks. So one thing I have realized though is that, because I noticed the dodgems, are there any guests going on it? So what I noticed, guests want more intense rides. So that means there's no point having the dodgems. There's no point having this observation tower. So I'm going to get rid of those. But I can swap that observation tower for a drop tower. And I can swap the dodgems for an enterprise. They've both got the same footprint. So I won't have to do anything. All I'll do is just drop that down. Well, I say I won't have to do anything. With the enterprise, I might extend the queue a bit. I don't know yet. So I'm going to have a play. But I'm fairly happy with it with the start. It's as I said, I'm taking my time, just having a play about, and we see what we can do. October year 2. So I've swapped the dodgems for an enterprise. We've swapped the observation tower for a drop tower. A few more shops and things, and we've got a top spin and a vertical drop roller coaster. Now, recently we went to Chessington World of Adventure just outside London, and they've got a top spin there. One thing that the top spin they've got though is it can hold 40 guests. This one you can only fit 8, but it was great fun. A really cool ride. So the vertical drop then comes out of the station, nice chain lift up, drops down through the inverted top hat on the multi-dimensional coaster, and then we've got some loops. Goes quite fast through them, but the guests do want more intense rides, so 8.6 is fine. Guests more than happy to ride that. I think in a previous video I did say that guests would ride rides outside of what they want. So in this park, all the guests want ride intensity greater than 9. I did say they'll go on the rides that are a little bit less than that, if your rating is high. But I'm happy to be corrected by Marcel and DeClink, who have clarified that it's not the park rating, it's the happiness of the guests. Yeah. So this one, panther. Do you have panthers in the desert? I don't know, but we're going for like a big cat theme. So 2 years down, we're almost halfway to the goal. I'm going to carry on building. I'll see you soon. October, year 3, 1,200 guests, and we've built Tiger. So it's an inverted roller coaster. Comes out of the station. Nice high chain lift down into a cobra roll. Airtime hill. What have we got there? What's that? Dive loop. Then we've got some barrel rolls down under the station, back around, Batwing, photo section, through the tunnel, and then we've got a turnaround and then back to the station. 9.97 intensity, so just a little under the 10, so that's great. That's great. We've still got 0.02 intensity we could probably play with, but I'm happy with that. Guests seem happy with that, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so just plugging away. Got tons of staff in the park. What have we got? We've got 30 handymen, 5 mechanics, 5 security guards, 5 entertainers. We could hire more because we haven't got to pay their wages because money's no object in this game, but don't really need them at this stage. But I will be adding them as and when I start seeing a lot more puke about the place. So I'm going to carry on playing. Less than 800 guests needed. I'll see you soon. October, year 4, just under 1,600 guests in the park. So I've extended the monorail because we've got more guests in the park now. So I just want to have the monorail soak up some extra guests. Even though it's not a very thrilling ride, a lot of guests are still going on it. So it is helping soak up the guests. So we've seen Tiger, and then just over here then we have got a reverse freefall coaster, Tabby Cat. Nice high intensity on that. Just shoots you down, up, back down, and then back to the station. And then just over here then we have got Wildcat. Nice high intensity on that. Guests loving it. So it's a very steady increase. We haven't had any stalling that you would see if there was harder guest generation. So that's not enabled on this one. So it's fairly straightforward. It's just a case of putting down rides and the guests will come. So speaking of putting down rides, I'm going to put down some more. I'll see you soon. October, year 5, 1,933 guests in the park. We've got the green arrow, so the guests are going up. We need 2,000 guests in the park, so we should do it fairly soon. So, newest addition then, looping coaster, Cheetah. So it comes out of the station, and then there's a launch section just here, and then it goes through the track, couple of loops, load of twists and turns, some more loops at the end, brake run, back to the station. Nice high stats, guests loving it. And then just over here then we've got Lion. Giga Coaster, again, nice decent stats. Guests are after a 9, but they're happy enough, so they'll go on something a bit lower than that. So it just comes out, a few twists and turns, and then we got a nice long chain lift up, down, and then a nice bend there to add some intensity, and then back through. Some corners may be tighter than I would normally have. We do want to get some lateral G's in on it in order to increase the intensity so the guests will ride it. What have we got now? So we need about 50 guests to go. How are we doing? Still only the 30 handyman. 5, 5, and 5. I think because the guests want more intense rides, we're not having such an issue with sick. So if guests wanted normal rides, then there would probably be a lot more sick, so we would need more handyman. So I don't know if the criteria on this scenario work as well as what they could have done. So let's see. You've got a park where you need 2,000 guests, and you need to keep the rating above 700, or they'll close the park. Now, the biggest issue for guest rating is litter and sick. The guests won't be sick as much in this park because they like intense rides, but even if they were, money's no object, so I can just hire as many staff as I need. So it's not a difficult scenario when you factor in all those, as long as you can build rides that are intense enough for guests to go on them. But even if they weren't that intense, you don't need the money. So only 35 guests needed. Let's run it on fast forward. Guest number's still going up. This would be a bad moment for it to stall. Let's check out what their favorite ride is. It is Tiger. That's the very extreme inverted coaster with the Cobra roll. And we're about to pass the goal and the Batwing. Just down here. Maybe I should see if I can build a giant Batwing on a scenario. If I get the space on the ride. Fairly straightforward scenario. What we did when we came in, we just put down a load of shops, hired a load of staff, and then just took our time building, adding intense coasters and shops, toilets, kiosks all around the place. We've had our 2,000 guests in. We've completed the scenario. Stew! Awesome sauce. This was Dragon Desert. I am Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!